CataractCoach.com. Progress Case 500 of routine cases. Great skills for a young surgeon who's only going to get better and better. So let's watch this case here. Again, case number 500 for this young surgeon. Obviously recently finished training. There's a paracentesis that looks pretty good. Good draping, eye in primary. I like that. Looks like topical anesthesia. Here's probably some anesthetic agent going inside the anterior chamber and putting that in. And then I usually squirt the rest from the cornea just for added measure. And now here comes our viscoelastic. Let's see what we got here coming across the eye. Nice backfill, good wave coming across. Clearly good skills. Checking the pressure. I like that move. Let's watch the main incision. So let's see, holding the eye with some forceps there. And here comes the keratome. And starting there right at the limbal vessels. Good tunnel length. In and out, easy. Look like one plane. I like that incision. That should be really good. Hitting those limbal vessels. Yep, there's a tiny bit of nicking of those vessels. I like it. Forceps that are marked off. Okay, I like those type of forceps because then you can judge the rexus pretty accurately. And let's get this rexus completed. So here we go, starting with just the forceps, so no cystotome, which I think is a good move, better for efficiency. And also, there's also extra feedback, right? If I have a patient with a loose zonular support and I poke in with my forceps, which are not that sharp, I can tell. But if I poke in with a sharp cystotome, even if it's loose zonular support, I really don't know. That's a nice looking rexus. I like it. Just wish it was a slightly better focus here, but it's pretty good. Now, releasing some viscoelastic there. And there we go, some hydrodissection. That looks great. And then on the other side too. So using a specialized chain cannula here. Let's see if it rotates. If it does not spin, you will not win. But look, that thing spins, so we're good. Now, time for the phaco. Let's see the technique here. If it's case 500, I think it's going to be some chop. But let's find out. You can do whatever is good in your hands. You like stop and chop? Do it. You like divide and conquer? Do it. Just show me a beautiful case. Now, bevel up, cleaning up some of the anterior cortical material. That's all reasonable. It helped delineate out where your rexus is. Now, let's see the chopper. Some sort of like maybe a vertical chopper or combo chop. Yeah, it's kind of like a vertical combo chop. Boom, nucleus split in half. I like this little chopper you got. It's a neat little toy. Bringing one half up. Yeah, so I do the same thing now. So I found out that if patients have relatively soft lenses, I can just do one chop down the middle, get two halves, and demulsify each half. You don't need a whole lot of sub-chopping. And so I find myself doing that pretty often for these softer cataracts. Now, the cataract has a lot more density to it, 3 or 4 plus NS, then obviously I'm going to break it up into smaller pieces. So half the nucleus is already gone. This is looking very, very efficient. I like this case here. And now let's see, bringing up the other half, almost. There's the other half, bringing it up. Here's a sub-chop. Good control. Notice how the instruments float or pivot in the incision, how the eye basically stays in primary. It's pretty well centered on our screen. So those early stage issues that we saw yesterday for a different surgeon who was a case 170, you can see those are all resolved here for this surgeon by case 500. So by case 500, this young surgeon is doing a great job. So cleaning all that up, last few pieces coming out here. I like it. Let's see the cortex removal. So nice looking case here. And again, yesterday's case, we did speed up to get through the whole case. This time, we're actually just showing you the case in real time. So if you're at case 500 and you're doing a case that's this efficient, I'm really proud of you. This is top of the bell curve. So now going in here, let's see, coaxial IA probe. And you may want something in your second hand. It looks like there is someone still squirting the cornea with a cannula that's pretty close, that top left of your screen there. So I used to like to have an instrument in my other hand here. So when you're doing coaxial, I don't need two hands to hold the coaxial IA probe. But all right, cleaning all that up, cleans up pretty nicely. Now, for a case that's 500, number 500, in your learning career, you better go behind the optic, remove viscoelastic. That's like not even negotiable. So let's see what happens here. So cleaning that up, a little polishing of the undersurface, the intercaps rim. That's a nice added step here. Yeah, we tend to do that as well. You can use the IA probe to do it and just gentle aspiration. You can use the mechanical polishing instruments. So maybe a little bit of cortex there left sub-incisionally. Hey, did I tell you about CataractCoach.com, our teaching website? You got to check it out. There's so much great material there. You're missing out on it, and especially the podcast. I promise you will love the weekly podcast. Give it a chance. We now are coming on episode number 60. So here we go. Eye full of viscoelastic. Here comes the lens. Deliver. Just abutting the tip against the incision. I like that. Keeping the eye basically in primary. And there comes the lens, single piece of acrylic lens going in the capsular bag. Let's see how it's dialed in and positioned. So putting it in the bag, again, the haptics opened up. Looks pretty good. Now, IA probe, probably now. You got a good gap there. You can get behind the optic pretty easily. And then you can reposition it if you need to. There you go, behind the optic. Definitely. If you're starting off, you're a young surgeon, you need to learn how to go behind the optic to remove viscoelastic. Why? Well, you don't want to leave viscoelastic in the bag, especially if you have a toric lens or a lens that has concentric rings on it, or an EDOF lens, a trifocal lens, because those lenses, if they decenter, they're not going to perform as well. Or if the torics rotate, you're not going to perform as well. And if you leave viscoelastic there, it just acts as a lubricant, so you don't want that. And there you go. See, there's the overlap of the rhexis on top of the optic. Looks great. Sealing up the incision here, just the roof, just a little bit. Don't overdo it. That looks great. Get the pressure up to where you want it. Wow, beautiful case. This is case 500, and you're doing such a beautiful job. I am looking forward to seeing case number 1,000 from you. Whoever you are, you know who you are. You submitted the video. Save up, and when you get to case 1,000, send that video too. I definitely want to see it. So beautiful job here. And again, I bet you this young doctor listens to that podcast every single week because there's so much great information on that podcast, and you can find it everywhere. Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon, anywhere you find your podcast. You will love it, I promise you.